An old man sat in the airport for 3 days. The reason shocked everyone. He never spoke to anyone, and his quiet presence made the staff curious. No one knew why he was there, but he refused to answer any questions. Sarah, an airport employee, noticed him and felt concerned. While others thought he was loitering, she believed there was a deeper reason for his presence. At first, she only observed him from a distance. The man barely ate or drank, even when the staff offered him food. Her colleagues grew impatient, suggesting that security escort him out, but Sarah hesitated. She felt he needed help, not removal. On the 3rd day, Sarah finally approached him. She introduced herself and asked if he needed anything. The man looked at her, his eyes filled with sadness, and finally spoke. What he told her shocked her. The old man's voice trembled as he spoke. His son had been stationed overseas and was supposed to return the day before. His flight had landed, but he never arrived at the airport exit. The father had no idea what had happened. He had no way to contact him and didn't know where to turn for answers. Sarah felt a deep sadness. She quickly informed the airport staff, hoping they could help. They checked flight records and passenger lists, but there was no clear answer. They contacted the airline, but they couldn't provide any updates. Sarah didn't stop there. She reached out to the military and the embassy, hoping someone could give them more information. Hours passed with no news. The old man sat in silence, gripping his knees. His eyes stayed fixed on the arrival doors, as if willing his son to walk through them. The airport grew quieter as the last flights for the night landed. Some staff members went home, but Sarah stayed. She couldn't leave without finding out what had happened. Just as the airport was about to close, a soldier walked in. His uniform was neat, and his steps were firm. He headed straight toward the old man. His face was serious, but his eyes were kind. Sarah watched closely, holding her breath as he knelt beside the father. The soldier spoke in a quiet voice. The old man listened, his body tense. Then his hands started to shake. Tears filled his eyes. His son had been injured upon arrival and taken straight to a hospital. He had survived, but was too weak to contact anyone. The soldier had come to take the father to see him. The old man slowly stood up, his legs unsteady. He had waited for 3 long days, lost and confused. Now he finally had an answer. His son was alive. He wiped his tears, then turned to Sarah. He didn't need to say anything. His look of gratitude said it all. A week later, Sarah visited the hospital. She walked into the room and saw the old man sitting beside his son's bed, holding his hand. The young man looked weak but alert. The doctors said he would make a full recovery. The father turned to Sarah, his eyes filled with thanks. Sarah smiled, knowing he had found the reunion he had been waiting for. In that moment, she realized that kindness and patience had made all the difference.